Welcome to Octane Mobile Gaming. Welcome once again to the channel. I'm Octane, your host, and today we're going to take a look at the new deck that's out for the next event. But first, we're going to jump right into the news link. Let me just apologize for last week. There was no possible deck combination because my phone broke, basically. So I started playing the events run about Saturday, which wasn't too bad because I did manage to finish quite high on the solo leaderboard. Didn't get around to answering most of your questions and comments until just recently, so sorry about that. Everything should be back up and running for regular schedule now. So let's take a look at Slayer Showdown winner Kozak Slayer. So Kozak Slayer was victorious in legendary second Slayer Showdown event, and with that earns the right to be immortalized on this event's main hero. So the main hero is called Kozak Storm, Sky Storm, and it creates 3 firepower gem 5s and increase self-attack by 25% for 4 turns. The next thing up is Legends. So Legends have had their base stat increase to be in line with all 3 pink star or 1 pink star hero. I'm going to take a look at that as well. So that is quite nice. Main Legends haven't been very useful within the game for forever. Hopefully they will become more useful because they are very difficult cards to actually upgrade. We're going to jump right in. We're going to have a look at the ultimate form. Did manage to craft the ultimate form with my coins. However, if you've got the coins and you're looking for the best ultimate form for this season, please craft the water deck, which is Holiday Santas. It is the best deck for this season. All the other decks doesn't come close to the water deck. Jump right in with Star Fury Squadron, which is your ultimate form for this week, and this ultimate form increases fire slayer damage by 100% for 4 turns. With that, it's got a 4-turn cooldown, and it's got the ability to make you immune to enemies' attack for 1 turn. That, my friend, is only useful in GVG, to become immune to enemies' attack for 1 turn. It's got a 10 gem charge rate. It's got 2 passive on board, but from where I'm sitting, the first passive could have been incorporated into the battle skill of the ultimate form. Saying that, you will have cards out there that will fulfill the criteria that's required to actually get to tap into its ability to upgrade all firepower gems by 1 rank. You need to activate a card that's got a damage or an attack buff alongside an invulnerability skill. The ultimate form does both. It gives you a damage increase and it gives you invulnerability. You have got cards out there that does both as well, give you an immunity and a damage or an attack increase. But I think this could have been incorporated into the battle skill. But I might be wrong, because you might have situations where you've got 1 or 2 cards on your deck that will tap into its ability to upgrade all firepower gems by 1 rank by activating their battle skill. So that is what it is. It's can be useful. We'll see what happens in the event and going forward. The next passive will create 6 firepower gem 8s. The only ultimate form this season that creates more than 10 power gem 8s is the water deck. The water deck creates 12 water power gem 8s. It's the only one that creates, I would think, a reasonably good amount of power gem 8s. This one creates only 6, so it's not going to be a card that will give you lots of power gems. It does give you 100% damage increase to all fire slayer heroes, which is quite good. It's far better than a card that's going to give you 200% attack increase, or even say 500% attack increase, 100% damage increase. I think it's equivalent to probably above, say, 1,000% or 1,200% attack increase. It's far more better, because damage is actually calculated after everything else. So this week we've got Power Gem Silence and we've got Mute. So Mute made its debut a few weeks ago, and now it's back again on the bosses for this week. Your Master Collection card this week, Argus, is the one that's going to increase Fire Slayer damage by 100% for 4 turns. And it's also got the passive that will upgrade all Firepower Gem by 1 rank as long as you fulfill the criteria of a damage buff or attack and invulnerability. So one or the other plus invulnerability. This one will dispel Mute as well. So that is something that can be useful in the current deck in the event, giving you a 200% damage increase. However, the ultra rare for me is a bit disappointing. It only creates 6 Firepower Gem 8s and it gives you an immunity, and that is a 4-turn cooldown. So I'm not too impressed with the ultra rare. The ultra rare does dispel dodge. Dodge can be very annoying, so that's something that I think you should concentrate on dispelling. And that is your 3 top card for this week. We will take a look at the main hero. We have seen what it is capable of already on the news link, and it creates only 3 Firepower Gem 5s and increase self damage by 25% for 4 turns. Once per turn, if you activate the damage or an attack buff, including is in addition to invulnerability, you upgrade 5 Firepower Gem to 1 rank higher. The ability to upgrade Firepower Gem on a main hero is quite good. However, it doesn't upgrade that much, and the criteria for somebody who's just starting out in the game is next to impossible to fulfill, because they won't have a lot of cards, so they won't have cards that gives you invulnerability and damage at the same time. It would be somebody that's been in the game for quite some time, like myself, that would be able to find a card that can do both. The support card for this week's create 8 firepower gems. It heals for 4000% of your recovery, and if you have an immunity, it will double the amount of heal. This one dispels power gem silence. Not very useful, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's take a look at some past ultimate form. So is this one gonna be very useful? Let's have a look. If you can remember, it upgrades power gems, and it does it twice on the 3rd turn. So what it does, it creates 6 firepower gem 7s on attack for 3 turns. What happens is when you attack, this one creates 6 firepower gem 7s at the end of turn. On the following turn, it will upgrade 10 firepower gem by 1 rank at the start of every turn. So if you create your firepower gems at the start of the turn, they will not be upgraded. It's only firepower gems that is actually created at the end of the turn will be upgraded by this card. But on the 3rd turn, it will upgrade 10 firepower gems by 1 rank, and then it will upgrade all firepower gems by 1 rank. So 10 firepower gems will go up by 2 rank higher. That's what this card does. This card also increase self damage by 100%. So it increases self damage by 100%. Self attack, not damage, sorry. Self attack by up to 100% to a maximum of 400% for 1 turn. So it can increase self damage by up to 400% for 1 turn. That is when you've got I think it's the Master Collection card on board. So the Master Collection card will give you an upgrade, and when the Master Collection card gives you an upgrade, it will increase self-attack by up to 100%. So whenever a gem upgrade skill is used, it increases self-attack by 100%. On the 3rd turn, it does a double upgrade, so that will give you an additional 2. So if you've got like the likes of Culinary Kings on board, that gives you an upgrade as well, so that will be 4. That increases the attack output of this card by 400%. That can be useful in some situation if you've got the right combination to use. Next one up is this one. Is this one very useful? I would say not so much. It creates 7 power gems 7s, heals for 500% of your recovery, increase Fire Slayer's attack by 60%, which is not that much, but when it's ambushing, it does it for 200%, and it upgrades all firepower gem by around 1 rank. So this, in combination with the previous one that we just looked at, can work quite well. The next ultimate form is this one. This one does work quite nice with the first ultimate form that I showed you, but it does a delay and increases self-attack by 100% for 2 turns. It's got a bonus attack buff. It creates 8 firepower gem 7s at the start of each turn. So these ones wouldn't be upgraded due to alliance that one is. This one I find to be rather useful because this is a really good power gem generator. It generates 14 firepower gem 6s and gains the attack bonus buff. We're not really interested in the attack bonus buff. We're interested in its ability to create 14 firepower gem 6s. Once per turn, when you crush gem, it dispels 1 enemy buff and increase this era's attack by 60% for 1 turn. I'm not really interested in its ability to increase self-attack by 60%. I'm mostly interested in its ability to dispel 1 enemy's buff. So this one will get rid of dodge. So this is something that can be extremely useful because of its ability to actually dispel 1 enemy's buff and its ability to actually create 14 firepower gem, even though they are firepower gem 6s. Now, This is one of the ultimate form that will give you the killer skill for this week. This is Prime Bovine. It's an arcane killer hero. It's only 1 year old, so it's not that old. And this one will create 7 firepower gem 6s, and it will heal for 5000% of hero recovery and increase self damage by 20% for 1 turn. Now, in the grand scheme of things, 20% attack increase is not really that much. It's got a 2-turn cooldown. It's got 2 passive on board, the first of which, whenever a hero gains the bonus attack buff, this hero creates an additional 2 firepower gem 4s. When hit, this hero gains the attack bonus buff, so it has to be hit to get the attack bonus buff. You're only hit on the 2nd turn every other turn during the Slayer event, and we all know what the bonus attack buff does. It deals the exact amount of damage that you dealt during the main attack. This card deals during its main attack back to the enemy. This one dispels poison, so it's not going to be very useful in that department. Now, Culinary Kings will be a pretty useful card because it's in the realm of Fire Slayer. It is the card that does the best upgrade. It upgrades all firepower gem by 2 rank. This one is only 1 year old. It is not something that's going to give the killer skill. However, it creates 6 firepower gem 6s, then upgrade all firepower gems on the board to 2 rank higher. It's got a 3-turn cooldown. It creates an additional 3 firepower gem 4s at the start of each turn. So that's not too bad. That will work quite well with Shields of Grease. This one, not very useful. This one, not very useful, nor that one. This is the next card that will give you the killer skill. This one is 2 years old, and this one is not really that powerful. It heals for 15,000% of your recovery. It increases Arcane Killer's attack by 180% for 1 turn. Creates 6 firepower gem 4s plus 1 more per 100 Arcane Killer's intensity. 3-turn cooldown. Creates 3 fire gems at the start of every turn, and that's where it falls down. It doesn't create power gem with its passive, it creates fire gem with its passive. Dispel Flatline, that's not going to be very useful in this event. This one is okay. I've got it at 4 pink star. It creates 4 firepower gem 4s and heal for 22,000% of your recovery. If you are over 50% HP, it doubles the amount of power gem it creates, and if you're below 50% HP, it doubles the amount of heal. Can be useful in certain situations. It increases self attack by 100% and creates 3 firepower gem freeze. This one is not too bad. Blitzkrieg Beast. I find it a nice ultimate form to use. These ones are no good, and this is the last but not, well, last and the least of the ultimate forms that will give you the killer skill, Impaled Hunter. So Impaled Hunter applies something called Mystic Maw to up to 3 Fire Slayer hero. Back then, we used to have this mechanics that we used to like to call the trap mechanics. It's called the trap mechanic because every time you get hit by the boss, you actually benefit from being hit by the boss. That is the reason why the likes of High Performance Unit Hero has got, it's got the trap mechanics as well. It does something when you get hit. It makes you invulnerable, and it actually gives you supercharge. That's the trap mechanic, and this is the trap mechanic. The trap mechanic is not brilliant when it comes to card like this one, Impaled Hunter, because it doesn't create a lot of power gems. The only thing this card will do for you is give you the killer skill. If you've got it at 1 pink star, it will give you 400%. If you've got a 2 pink star, I think it gives you like 600%, and 800% for 3 pink star. 4 pink star gives you 1,000, so on and so forth. So the higher the pink star, the better it is for you. The pitfall with ultimate form like these, because they're the first generation ultimate form, they don't only use Slayer Dust, they also use Pink Dust, which is a really scarce commodity. It's difficult to find pink dust. So cards like these, because they're not very useful, I refuse to upgrade them beyond their current state. I will not upgrade this one to any more than 1 pink star. Don't use it anyway, it's just a collector's item, so we won't look at anything else. This is the first ultimate form, fire ultimate form, fire slayer ultimate form. Won't have a look at it because it's not that useful. We're gonna jump right in, but before I do so, let's stop and take a look at the 24 hours offer. You get your second pink star on this ultimate form if you craft the ultimate form within the next 3 hours and 53 minutes. If you've got the coins and it's the only coins that you've got to craft the ultimate form, please do not craft this ultimate form. I'm begging you, for your sake, do not craft this ultimate form if it's the only ultimate form you can craft for this season. It's better to not place high on the solo leaderboard at all this event than miss out on none other than this card. Holiday Santas is the best ultimate form this season, and if it's the only ultimate form you can craft, please craft Holiday Santas. It will be extremely beneficial going forward, especially when it comes to Water Slayer events. Water events are events that most of us don't really get the decks. We normally stick with the things that decks that we've got from the past. Some of us do save our coins and craft the ultimate forms at the end of the season if it's a really good ultimate form, and this one is one that you don't want to miss out on. It cleanses 1 debuff from all Water Slayer and give the next water hero to activate their battle skill 500% damage buff. So that is any water hero. It doesn't matter if it's commander or slayer, it gives it the ability to deal an extra 500% damage. You need this card in your arsenal. So please, please, I'm begging you for your sake, if it's the only ultimate form you can craft for this season, craft this one. It's the best ultimate form for this season. If you've got that one and you're looking for another ultimate form to craft, you can craft the dark. The dark is not too bad. For me, the earth and the fire are the least of all the saints. I would say in third place would be the light. The light is okay. The light creates 10 light power gem, 8 and increases light commander's damage by 140%. So it does give you a bit more increase. It's got a 3-turn cooldown. It doesn't upgrade the power gems, but it does give itself a 100% extra damage increase. So if this one is up to like 3, 4, or 5 pink star, it will be quite a decent damage dealer. But the earth deck wasn't that great and the fire deck isn't that great. So first is the water deck. It's the most important deck of this season, the water deck. The dark deck is, I would say, second place. Not even a close second place, but it would be second place. Okay, let's take a look at some deck combos. So this is one combination that I think might work. Haven't tried it out, but I think it's quite a decent combination. First off, we've got none other than Metaverse Master, a card that needs no introduction. What Metaverse Master will do for you if it's your first time looking at this card. So it's not really for you guys who are tired of seeing Metaverse Master. It's for newcomers. It converts all power gems to dark. It creates 10 dark power gem 7s. It gives the next hero to use its battle skill 150% damage buff for 1 turn. 1 turn charge rate. It's got a brilliant skill. I think it's a really good skill. This skill gets overlooked all the time, even by myself. Haste. Haste is not something that you see on a lot of cards. Haste used to be really useful before Gem Crush. Since Gem Crush, it's been something that's been put on the back burner. It hasn't been highlighted a lot, even by myself, but I think Ace is a really, really good skill, especially for cards like Metaverse Master. So because Metaverse Master's got haste, you don't need to pop its battle skill on the first turn. As long as you got enough power gems on the board that you can convert and crush, it will pop its own skill. So haste is one of the things that makes this card quite brilliant. The next thing that makes this card quite brilliant is that every 5th turn, it creates a full board of rainbow power gems, which is quite nice. That adds to the amount of power gems that you've got on the board, plus the level of power gems that you've got on the board. So Metaverse Master, quite a nice and very useful support card. Next up, we've got Star Fury Squadron, which is the current ultimate form, using it as a main damage dealer. Then you've got Wasteland Warriors. Then you've got Culinary Kings. Wasteland Warriors, did speak a bit about Wasteland Warriors. It's the one that's going to give me 14 power gems. Those are going to be upgraded by Culinary Kings. And then you've got this card, which is going to increase Fire Slayer's damage by 100% for 4 turns, and it will also upgrade all power gems on the board by 1 rank, as long as we have an immunity and invulnerability. So with that said, is this the best layout? So one of my subscribers asked me some time ago about how do you build decks. Now, one of the things that you have to do is that you have to look at your cards very carefully. So your ultimate form, Star Fury Squadron, will upgrade all power gems on the board by 1 rank higher, as long as you activate an invulnerability and a damage or attack boost at the same time. So that means Star Fury Squadron is going to trigger not only its passive, but the passive of Argus as well. So to get the maximum benefit from that card, what you want to do is activate Star Fury Squadron last to get the full benefit. So you would have to put Star Fury Squadron here. Then the next card you'll put is here. Okay, the next card that I would say, so this one, it's the passive that you're going to benefit most from. So you could activate that one here. So what would I activate first? I'd activate Wasteland Warriors first. That would create its 14 power gems. Those would be upgraded by 2 levels higher by Culinary Kings. Then you will activate this one to get the 100% damage increase from its battle skill. Then Metaverse Master, sorry, I just swapped them around. Then you want to activate Metaverse Master, and Metaverse Master will give 150% damage increase to Star Fury Squadron. Now, with that said, you will need none other than Amy's Sword of Excellence. Another subscriber asked, where did I get Amy's Sword of Excellence? So if you're just starting in the game and you weren't around when we had the event that we were gifted Amy's Sword of Excellence, you probably won't be able to get it. So what happened when we got Amy's Sword of Excellence? So let's find it. So this one was also from a special event as well. This is what you would have gotten if you were around that event. You would get either a copy of this one or a copy of this one. If you were a VIP at the time, you'd get a copy of this one and a copy of that one, and you would be able to craft Amy's Sword of Excellence. However, if you've only got this one, it doesn't matter. This one works quite well as well. So become immune to enemies' attack for the first turn of the battle. This one is the one that is going to convert 15 power gems to the team leader's affinity. So this is the one that converts the power gems. That's the one that gives you immunity at the first part of the battle. So Amy's Sword of Excellence will allow this card Star Fury Squadron to convert all the power gems created by Metaverse Master to none other than, well, convert 15, no, sorry, it will only convert 15 of the power gems to fire power gems. So what it does, convert 15 power gems to the team leader's affinity every time the team leader uses their battle skill, turning this deck into it will be a turn 0 deck. Then 4 turns after, you will be able to use its battle, you'll be able to attack again, because this card has got a 4-turn cooldown and it's the main damage dealer. All the other cards have got, this one's got 1-turn cooldown, and these 2 have got 3-turn cooldown. So it's a 4-turn deck after you've done your first main damage. The good thing about this one is that it doesn't depend on anything to have an ambush. Every card does exactly what it says and it can every time you basically activate their battle skill or fulfill the criteria for their passive. So that's quite a nice combination, I think. Next up is this one. What's this one all about? We are concentrating our effort on Immortal Killer. So this is Honor Roll Luminaires, and it's an Immortal Killer card. Now, if you haven't got this ultimate form, you can use a non-event ultimate form. So let's find ourselves a non-event ultimate form. Let's say Prime Bovine. If you've got Prime Bovine, you can use Prime Bovine and concentrate all your efforts on Honor Roll Luminaires. So this one is a non-event combination. So our performance unit area needs no introduction. It gives us a supercharge which increases the attack of all Immortal Killers card by 2,500% for 3 turns. Metaverse Master will give us 150% damage increase, and Honor Roll Luminaires, what it will do, it will create 7 fire power gem 5s and resist 15% of damage taken from the enemy's attack for 2 turns and receive the attack bonus buff. We're not interested in the attack bonus buff unless we can do maximum damage. Again, with this combination, you will either need to apply Amy's Sword of Excellence or this one. And this one is actually called, let's see, this one is called Amy's Sword of Merit. I've never really spoken about Amy's Sword of Merit before because I always use Amy's Sword of Excellence. But if you've got Amy's Sword of Merit, it does pretty much the same thing as Amy's Sword of Excellence. Amy's Sword of Excellence it's got the ability to give you invulnerability, so that might come in handy for the current ultimate form. All right, next card up is Prime Bovine, which is gonna give us the killer skill and it's gonna create 7 fire power gem 6 and heal for 5,000% of your recovery. It's got the bonus attack buff as well. This one is going to upgrade all power gems by 2 rank. This one won't be as powerful as the first, simply because you're not creating that much power gems on the board, and you will convert a few of the power gems, and depending on the power gem layout, you might be able to deal pretty good damage, but it won't be something that you can replicate every single attack. Next up is this one. What are we doing with this one? Well, with this one, we are using the current ultimate form as the main damage dealer. And because it's an Arcane Killer card, what we're doing, we are using 2 copies of Circuit Break Ilaria. Now, the 2 copies of Circuit Break Ilaria, you don't want to activate them at the same time. Because if you do that, you can combine the damage, the attack increase, but it will turn your deck in a 6-turn deck. However, saying that, the current ultimate form, which is the one that you're going to use as the main damage dealer, has got a 4-turn cooldown. So you might just want to activate both cards at the same time, or you could use one of these cards and swap that one out for the main hero. So let's find the main hero. so you might want to swap that one out for the main hero. So the main hero will give you 100% damage increase. And if you notice, I'm running mainly Arcane Killer's relic, but you might want to swap out one of these relic for Amy's Sword of Excellence or Amy's Sword of Merit to convert those power gems created by Metaverse Master to fire power gems. Last but not least, and I think this one can be quite useful. This one, however, you will have to swap Culinary Kings out, and you will have to use either Prime Bovine, or you could use the current ultimate form if you've got it, or you could use this one, or you could use that one. This one concentrates most of its effort on Shields of Grease. Now, Shield of Grease will get 1600% attack increase from none other than Headstrong Siren. It will get 150% damage increase from Metaverse Master. But the beauty of this combination is that you're going to activate from right to left or left to right if you play from left to right. So let's see what it would look like from left to right. This is how it would look from left to right. Quite simple. So from left to right, I play from right to left, but most people play from left to right. So I'm going to do it from left to right. So from left to right, you're going to activate Black Flag Maroonders first and foremost, then Metaverse Master, then Shields of the Grease. Then you're going to activate Impaled Hunter if you want to activate Impaled Hunter, because Impaled Hunter, as you know, it's not going to really create much power gem, fire power gems for you. And these fire power gems are only created when you're hit by the boss anyway. So if you've got a better card than Impale Hunter, say like Prime Bovine, I would stick with Prime Bovine if you've haven't got the current ultimate form. But if you've got the current ultimate form, I would say go for the current ultimate form. The current ultimate form will give you an extra 100% damage increase, which is far better. And what you need to use is Amy's Sword of Excellence or Amy's Sword of Merit, because you need to convert those power gems that have been converted to dark to fire. When you activate this one, it's gonna give you 6 power gem 8s, and it's gonna give you 100% damage increase because it's gonna activate its passive. And then last but not least, you activate Headstrong Siren. Now, the reason why I said activate Headstrong Siren at the end is because it's got the ability to actually destroy 8 non-water gems on the board. Now, destroying 8 non-water gems on the board, actually what it does is it distorts the current layout to another layout. So most of the time it gives you the layout that you're looking for in the gems to give you a massive bang for your buck. So you get quite a bit of loose gems all around, and that enables this combination to do massive damage. It's not about level of power gems here. It's not about how many power gems you've got on the board with this combination. It's about the gem layers with this combination that gives you the massive bang for your bucks. Because let's face it, Gem Crush is broken, absolutely broken, and you have to find ways and means to actually benefit from the defect in Gem Crush. Gem Crush doesn't work very well. I've been playing Gem Crush for almost 2 years and it doesn't really work very well. So that's the last combination that I've got for you. Tomorrow we definitely will do possible deck combination because I've got my phone working. So so that will be okay. So we did look at the news link. We did look at the 24 hours offer. Did look at the ultimate form. And that should be it really until tomorrow. So until tomorrow, when we do it once more, when we look at possible deck combination, like, subscribe. If you've got any questions, you can leave it in the comment section below. You can find me on the network app. You can just look for Octane Gaming. If you want to find me on Facebook, it's Octane Gaming. If you want to find me on Instagram, it's Octane Gaming. I normally post deck combinations on the network app, network chat. I normally post it also on Instagram and Facebook, so you can find them on Instagram, Facebook, network chat as well. And sometimes it makes it much easier than watching the video, but do watch the videos because I do give you information, and sometimes I give you a nugget, which is quite good. I'm working on quite a few videos. I want to give you as much information as possible in each video, so I've been making and remaking these videos because I don't want them to lack the information that you actually need. That's why they haven't been posted as yet, but I'm almost finished. I will upload them soon. So until next time, this is Octane saying enjoy the event, peace, and bye for now.